Oh my gosh, this is so funny. I am live. Ugh, there we go. This is so cool. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys some time to come in here. We're going live at a different time today, so we'll see who comes in. I hope I can see y'all's comment. Perfect. Fatima, hello. I'm just pulling up Instagram. Y'all know how it is. How are you, Persephone? Hi, Lolita. Oh, I love you too, Fatima. Let me see. How are you guys doing this weekend? I am obviously running errands right now, but I wanted to make sure that I came on live. Hey, Courtney, how you doing, girl? I wanted to make sure that I came on live because this is fun. Like, actually going live with y'all every day. I'm really enjoying it. Hold on, let me pull this out and make sure Instagram is gonna work. Let me turn this around. Let's see. I may have to hurt Aquafina. Hello. Oh, I might be able to get it. Let's see. I don't know. Let me zoom in on Instagram. But yeah, let me know how you guys this weekend is going. Hi, Lacey. Hi, Julie. Oh, I'm glad you're looking forward to it. You said my name perfect. Usually everybody says it wrong. I can understand that. That's like so annoying. Girl, it's so annoying when people don't know how to pronounce your name. So I'm happy that I got it right. But yeah. Girl, same. Chilling at the gas station. Yeah, I'm chilling in the grocery store part. Oh, you guys can see I'm at a Staples right now. But actually, I just kind of parked here so I could get the sun. And it's looking real good. Before we get started, I have like a new charm. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm gonna get a little closer. Can you guys see this? It's like a little ankh charm. I love it. It's from Afrohemian, a black woman-owned shop. You know, it's February. It's Black History Month. It's the month of love and the month of the heart. And I really want to love on my black-owned and black woman-owned businesses that I enjoy. So this ankh necklace is from Lakeisha. And I absolutely love it. I just got it like yesterday. Thank you, Wanda. Thank you. Hi, Patrice. Hi, too sweet. Is that? I don't know. I think I might. Anyway, okay. So, I did hear that it was snowing in Atlanta, Julie, which is crazy. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. I really want to make this video because I feel like it's important to talk about it, and I feel like this is a safe place to talk about it within the natural hair sisterhood circle. Because like I was mentioning in a past live, I don't remember which one it was, but as women, we are like the foundation of the community. I've really come to know that as I've understood like the power of women and the power of the divine feminine. I've really have seen how like we create the foundation of the community. Like when we heal ourselves, we heal our family. Oh, it says I can hear you but not see you. Oh, okay. It might be your connection, Aquafina. I think everybody, let me know if you guys can hear me and see me. Just give me like a little thumbs up. Hi, love and laugh a lot. But I can hear. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay, good. But what I was saying is that when we heal ourselves, we heal everything that we touch. And women really pour into all aspects of the community, their family, other people, other friends, businesses, in the home. Like a lot of the financial decisions are made by the women because they know what they want. And so I basically feel that like we have a huge role to play within our families and within our communities. And it's important that we understand that and that we use wisdom whenever we're pouring into other people. So I wanted to talk about some things that we can heal from within our community so that we can like elevate our community. And when I say our community, I mean like the black community. I mean like little black boys and black girls who are gonna have natural hair. Also anybody with curly hair as well. So hey Mac, hey Nikki. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about some things that we can leave behind in 2019 that really don't serve us as a collective, so that we can elevate. Taisha says I'm at Indie Glam Studio getting a facial for her daughter. Girl, that's my spot. I'm actually gonna be over there in a few hours. So yeah, so the first thing I wanted to talk about is this is a little juicy topic. Yeah, yes for the elevation. First we're gonna talk about, I think what I want to talk about is curl typing. We'll start there. So what I always like to tell people whenever we talk about curl typing, and when I say that, I mean like the 3C, the 4A, the 4B, all of that. That is not the end all be all of like what natural hair is. The curl typing system, I don't even remember what it's called. Like, that's how much I don't use it at this point. But the curl typing system was created by Andre Walker in like the 1990s because he wanted to sell his hair products, and he needed like an easy way for women who were like walking the shelves or like buying his hair products to be able to classify their hair so they could know what products were going to work for them. Like, he just needed an easy way to categorize our hair. And to some extent, I understand that the curl typing system can work if you're newly natural and maybe you just have no clue where to start. Like, of course, how something looks is the easiest way to like dichotomize it. I don't even know if that's the right way to say that word, but like, you know, to classify. But really, when it comes to building a regimen, your curl pattern is not it's not that big of a factor when it comes to choosing products. Really, your porosity is the most important. But of course, like, you know, the everyday consumer who hasn't done research on porosity probably isn't going to know their porosity when they're trying to learn, like when they're trying to buy a product. So I always like to let people know that like one person created the curl typing system, and you do not have to live your whole life about it. Live your whole life around it. You guys are asking for the website where you can get the ingredient list. It's called skincharisma.com/ingredient analyzer. On that website, you can actually copy and paste like a whole ingredient list, and it'll break it down for you. So it's easier than the Think Dirty app, in my opinion. But back to what I was saying. Yeah, like, you just don't want to let that rule your life because it's not that helpful. Like, I mean, if it helps you, cool. But if it doesn't help you, you can really let that go. When people ask me what my hair type is at this point, I never answer with, oh, 3C, 4A. My hair type is low porosity, fine strands, medium density, and my curl pattern varies. That's another thing. Like, all of our hair is so unique. It's so individual. Like, no one person and no chart can tell us what our hair is. So my hair pattern varies from like really tight spiral curls to like almost loose S waves to really tight S waves, to some parts, yeah, like that's, you know, that's my hair. Some people don't even have like a quote unquote curl pattern. They have more of like just a texture to their hair. And so I feel like there's always that like disappointment and then disillusion when you can't find your curl pattern on that chart. And to some degree, I feel like it does more harm than good, because then it allows us to then categorize ourselves, and like some things just cannot be explained. Like, your hair is a work of nature. Like, it defies gravity. It's completely unique to every single person. You could be a twin, an identical twin, and you guys still will have different hair. Like, nobody has your hair type. And that's why I don't feel that the chart is like the best way of categorizing natural hair. And so this is just my opinion, you know. This is what I feel like we can kind of leave that behind, because we're letting something that someone created almost 20 years ago, like, and it's still not even really that helpful, dictate how we look at our hair today in 2020. So let me look at some of these comments. Let's see if I can get them back. The website is skincharisma.com/ingredient analyzer. If you just type that into Google, it'll pop up. Let me see. Julie says curl typing does not help me choose products. Yeah, porosity, porosity, and then the consistency of the product is super helpful. Max says exactly, boo. Okay, perfect. And I'm really open to hearing you guys' opinions as well. Like, as long as they're respectful, this is like an area for us to discuss today. Today is more of like a discussion on how can we elevate, because it just takes one person. It just takes you. Like, you don't have to try to change the world. If you change yourself, like, just the effect of that will change over time. But something else that I also wanted to talk about, and it's something that breaks my heart, and as I've been kind of gearing up for motherhood. I am not pregnant. I want to put that out there right now. I'm not pregnant, but I am getting to a place where like I am open and I'm excited to get into that phase of my life. And as I think about that, I look at how sometimes we place our own insecurities and our own uncomfortableness with our hair on kids, and it's the most heartbreaking thing to see, like someone like judging a baby by their curl pattern, or saying like a baby like needs to do something with their hair, and it's like, oh my god, it's so traumatizing. It's so traumatizing. My 12 says, as soon as you said motherhood, my face lit up like Christmas. Yeah, it's nothing like, it's not like I'm not planning it at all. I've just kind of grown into it. Before, when you guys would ask me, this is a little sidebar, before, like maybe 2 years ago, you guys would ask me all the time, like, oh, you're glowing, are you pregnant? And I felt like that was a little bit like, you shouldn't ask people that, because that's just a very loaded question. Like, somebody could have suffered a miscarriage, somebody might just be getting a little chubby, a little thick, and they might be a little insecure about it. It never bothered me specifically, but it was just a little weird. And also, I didn't want kids. Like, I was young, and I was really trying to make sure like that I wasn't ready for it. And so but now that I'm kind of open to it, now I don't really mind. You actually don't mind as much. So you don't ask as much anymore. But yeah, now if you guys were to ask me, I kind of wouldn't care, because I'm manifesting it. When I'm ready to be pregnant, I'll be pregnant. But anyway, so back to the kid thing. I noticed this in, like, it's not even just strangers though. What I see it most is truly our families. Like, say you go to like a cookout or a barbecue, and like, you know, the older people in the family are, you know, mixing and mingling, and then they might make a few little slick comments about your baby's hair, or how like they got like that nappy hair, or they got so-and-so's hair who didn't have good hair. And I think that it's important to really advocate and protect your children from the energy and from negative energy of other people, even if it's family, because children can really internalize that, and you can even feel it. Like, sometimes, I mean, multiple studies have been done that show that children who look differently get treated differently, and it also shapes how they act. Like, if you're a child who was always treated like you were bad, like, what's the point of being good? If everybody's gonna treat me like I'm bad even when I'm being good, I'll just be what they assume that I am, you know? And so it's important that you protect your children's, I guess, their self-view, their self-confidence, their knowledge of where they come from. It's really important. And even if it's not your child, like, it takes a village to raise a child. So there are some things that you may be more knowledgeable on as compared to the mother of a child who's experiencing that, and maybe you can kind of step in if you feel comfortable. Maybe you can kind of step in and like protect the child from what's happening. This is a very deep conversation. I don't think we could kind of get through this in a whole live, but what I will say is that whenever you're trying to, I guess you could say, educate someone or help someone, really is the word that I like. Calling out may not be the best thing to do. Calling in would be, I think, more beneficial, where like if you're going to decide that, hey, I'm going to try to help educate someone on how they can make sure that their children aren't experiencing trauma from other people's energy and negative perceptions of themselves, because that's really where it comes from. It has nothing to do with your child. It's about how they feel about themselves. And we can understand that when we think of the history of how like our grandmothers and maybe even our mothers had to assimilate to a culture in order to survive. So it's almost a defense mechanism, it's a survival tactic, but we have moved past that. And we have to really instill that within the Black family, that like this is a completely, like, we shape what we experience until we like elevate the consciousness around the fact that like our hair is completely fine how it is, our noses, our skin colors, our features are completely fine. We're gonna have that inner self-hatred. So basically what I was saying is, calling in, like if you're going to help someone, make sure that you also have some sort of resource for them, or can be some sort of support for them over time, so that they can truly learn, and each one teach one, you know. And you could really be like saving this child for something, from a trauma that they're gonna have to go their whole life undoing once they finally realize what was happening. Yeah, and no one's perfect, so I've experienced this in my family. That's why I wanted to talk about it today. I have experienced this in my family, and I try my best to, like, when I notice things happening like that, I try my best to like recommend regimens for the kids, or like try to teach how to like care for the hair. I've noticed that like some of the elders in our family still have like older practices where they use like Vaseline and like things that really may not be the best for the hair. And so of course, you know, there's going to be some issues if you're not honoring the hair and really taking care of it in a healthy way. Okay, so let me look through these comments. Aquafina says, this happened to me just yesterday. We were talking about perms and the damage it does, and my cousin is so stuck on old negative stuff. But you got good hair. Yeah. I just like when people use the term good hair. I always question who decided what is good hair. I get the pass, but we in 2020. Preach, girl. That's another thing too. A lot of these ideas that we have about our hair are not our own. Like, we have to ask ourselves sometimes, like, why do I even think this way? Because it wasn't black people who decided, oh, our hair is unworthy. It was other people who did not understand us. And whenever someone doesn't understand something, it can be very easy to be afraid of it, to just misjudge it, and to kind of like cast it aside because it doesn't really affect you, quote unquote. So we have to be conscious of like, is this even my thought, and also does this help me? But you know, maybe that's some work we can do together, and then that'll help, you know, the collective. But yeah, that's not even yours. That weight and burden that you're carrying about how your hair looks isn't even yours. Someone mentioned a video about gray hair, and I think that's a great suggestion as well. Okay, all right, let me just check on Instagram. Okay, perfect. Okay, so that's something I definitely think that we can leave behind. Watching from Nairobi. Ooh, the internet is a beautiful place. How we can all just connect. I love it. So something else that I wanted to talk about, leaving behind in 2019, is tender-headedness. Like, this term of tender-headedness. I was thinking about that, and it's like, usually when I see people say like, oh, my child has tender-headed hair, or she's tender-headed, like the way that they're handling the hair is very abusive. I feel like as women sometimes, when we experience pain, like, we're taught often to push through it and to keep going, and it's like we don't even consider the fact that maybe the pain is trying to tell us something. And so if you are detangling someone's hair dry, number one, a child's hair dry, or you're using like a detangling technique that doesn't work for their curl pattern, you're using a really small comb to detangle their hair, just anything that's not honoring the hair, of course, is going to hurt. Like, our hair, yeah, you're pulling hair out of the scalp, you're ripping through the hair, not really separating the curls. So I feel like that term tender-headedness, I don't think that to me, I don't think that that's a thing. I think you're pulling the hair too hard. That's basically what's happening. Like, we have to really listen to our bodies and listen to ourselves and listen to our children too. Like, if your child is telling you something hurts, then maybe we should switch up the tactic to where we're not pulling the hair out of the scalp. And you guys are saying it's a thing. So, you know, if you guys feel like it's a thing, that's completely fine. I have never experienced it, so I can't necessarily say that it is or it isn't. But I feel like maybe it's not tender-headedness, maybe just the technique isn't working for the hair. My opinion. But if, you know, maybe it is a thing. Let's see. Let's look at the comments. It's definitely a thing. I'm definitely tender-headed. So Julie, when you like detangle your hair really gently, it still hurts? I can't go to hair salons. My mom used to hold the roots, yes, to help with the pain, right? Tenderness is a thing. Most handle their hair very harsh. Sometimes it might be dry and my strands break easily. Okay. Okay, well, I don't know. Who knows? It very well could be a thing. I'm not going to discount that. I'm not going to discount anybody's experience. But I guess like the main thing that I'm trying to say is, if someone is tender-headed, or if whatever it might be, let's change the technique instead of just being like, oh, you're tender-headed, you'll be fine, and just keep going through with it. Holding the roots helps, but it can still hurt. So my thing is, I feel like no part of your hair regimen should hurt. It didn't matter if I touched her scalp. It was painful for my daughter. It hurts at the scalp. That's very interesting. It's better to finger detangle kids' hair also. I can see that, especially like if they have like, they're going through their growing stages, so their scalp might just be sensitive because they're growing. I can see that. It's only tender when I prolong wash day. Do you mean like it's only tender when you don't wash your hair, like when you prolong it and you stretch it a couple of days, like when your hair is maybe extra tangled, so you, but now it doesn't hurt? Okay. I don't know. I've never experienced it, so I really can't say from my own experience. Yes, when you prolong. And so that then would lead me believe I always cried when she did my hair. I feel like that's something that we can unravel within the Black community. That would be a good scientific study. I don't know how they would do it, but that would be a good study to see, like, can you solve tender-headedness? Does it have to hurt? My mom was heavy-handed. I didn't hurt myself. Yeah. You've taught us how to do it. It's not just in the Black community. I can believe that, definitely. Like, if it's a scalp condition, then I definitely believe it would be, like, you kind of universal. It was a good topic. Who knows? Yeah. Okay. Hi, Instagram. Y'all feel free to chime in if you want to on Instagram. Maybe, I don't know. I really want to get to the bottom of that. I feel like I need to do my protective hairstyling every 2 to 3 days or it will get very tangly and get messy. But okay, those are basically the 3 main things that I wanted to talk about. Hair typing, it takes a community, making sure that we're not further traumatizing the generations that are coming up, because we know what it's like to feel negatively about our hair. In fact, I'm sure we can all remember an experience where someone like said something that was really hurtful about our hair, and we maybe carried that with us for a while. Let's see, what else can we leave behind? I think I have one last thing to talk about. What do y'all think we should leave behind? This is a conversation. My mom was as gentle as possible. So Julie says, even though her mom was as gentle as possible, it still was hurting. And Jacinda, I completely understand that. Like back in the day, like that's all they had, so they had to make do with it. I completely understand that. And I'm just saying, like, you know, in 2020, when we have options of moisture rich, moisture retentive products, and maybe things that even work better. Like if it works for you, then definitely stick with it. Don't just stop doing something just because somebody says something. I don't advocate for that. But if it's not working, then we want to move on to something else so that we can have children who do have healthy hair. And then we're not just kind of like, you know, when you get to that age where it's like, okay, now you do your own hair, we want to kind of set them up to where they have the knowledge of their hair and they know how to take care of their hair. Leave behind wigs. I can understand that. I can understand that. Maybe wigs that aren't healthy. Maybe wigs that, I think wigs can be a great protective style. I think it definitely can be a great protective style, especially like depending on certain people's lifestyles. But I feel like using anything as a crutch, that is something that I would love for us to be able to leave behind. I know it takes like inner growth. It's a very personal journey, but sometimes I honestly, like, I kind of hurt. Like I hurt for like the woman who feels like she has to hide her hair, and in doing so she actually does more damage to her actual hair in an effort to keep it hidden. That's what kind of hurts my heart, because a lot of the times, like when you're getting your hair to a healthier point, you do kind of have to go through a phase where maybe you won't be as comfortable because you're doing things differently and you're letting your hair actually be out, and you may not be comfortable with where your hair is in your journey, but it's a part of the journey, like learning to accept yourself in all stages. Aquafina, I love this. Leaving behind the need for long hair as a goal, and cut the focus on not wearing our hair. And cut the focus on not wearing our hair. I like that too. That's a good one. I agree with that. I actually just posted a link check on Instagram, and in the caption I was talking about how I'm always cautious to post them because of I know how it could possibly make someone think that this is the goal, and it's not. It's definitely not. But I still post my link checks because I understand that some people do just enjoy long hair, and it can be very motivating. When I was growing my hair long, it was so motivating for me to see people's link checks because it was like, oh, okay, this is actually possible. Like sometimes you just don't even think it's possible because maybe you haven't seen it. And I never saw anybody around me who had long hair. But I agree. Long hair is not the goal. Like you don't have to have long hair to be like a master at natural hair. Like you can just have natural hair and wear it short, wear it cut, wear it any type of way. I definitely agree with that, and I think we are moving toward that. I do think over time, I think we will move toward that. I hope that would be a beautiful thing to see if it could just be like, I just got natural hair, that's it. That's all there is to it. I'm going for waist length for the first time and I'm almost 60. Okay. Good luck. Good luck. I can't wait to get gray hair. It's beautiful and long hair. I agree. I see pictures of women with long hair, like long curly hair, and how I imagine myself, I always thought that I would grow my hair long, and then when I had kids, I would probably like cut it short. But for me, long hair is easier to maintain, just because of how my hair gets old. Like it's just way easier for me to maintain long hair. And I see myself being like long with like curly hair and being like the grandmother that all the kids come to for, like, you know, that like I just want to be like embraced, you know. I have a dream where I want a lot of kids, and so I just have a dream of me being like having all my kids like together in the bed, we're like watching a movie. Like that's been one of my dreams since I was younger. So that's the type of grandma and mama I want to be, where everybody just comes and feels loved in my house, and my house is just full of love and wisdom. For longer hair, it's much harder. I want to cut my hair. Cut it, girl. If you want to cut it, cut it. I cut my hair. 2018, I think. I cut it like over 6 inches, like 6 to 7 inches. And it was cool. I grew it back. I didn't even try to grow it back, but I grew it back. I think one of the most liberating things I ever did was big chop. I've never felt that same sensation again. I felt liberated, but that was just a different type of liberation. Like, it was beautiful. You said, Lacey says, healthy hair is the goal. People get so obsessed with long hair. Yeah, it does happen. Oh, Wanda, yes. Leave behind the negativity of having gray hair, which some people say has to do with getting old, which I've had since I was 13. This is great. I really, really love this, and I agree 100%. 100%. Though I do understand why people they wouldn't want to show their gray, because in this society, like when you become an older woman, quote unquote, when you're not just super. Are we back? Oh, yay. Okay, perfect. So basically my phone got overheated. That's why it froze. Let me see what y'all were saying while I was gone. Frozen, she's frozen, keep losing you. Yes, I'm back though. So what I was saying was that I agree with what I think Wanda was saying, how she wishes that we could let go of just being, I guess, maybe self-conscious of gray hair. And I 100% agree. I understand how like women definitely get discriminated against when they show signs of aging. I'm trying to find y'all some good light. Here's Vernon, by the way. But I mean, it's natural. Just because this society doesn't respect the evolution, the natural evolution of a woman, doesn't mean that we can't respect and, you know, honor that ourselves. Can you actually go to Instagram and end it for me? Because I think it might still be on.
Temperature's still hot.
Oh, okay. But okay. Let me know if you guys can see me. I think I'm going to the sunlight. It's crazy. I can see you. Okay, perfect. Alrighty, but that was basically what I wanted to talk about today. Go to my profile. Actually, go here. Go to live.
Hi, Tamaris.
And then go over. Oh, I didn't even say you on Instagram. That sucks. Okay, perfect. If you guys had more that you wanted to talk about, let's see. Oh no, that was an accident, Karen. I'm gonna have to redo that. Remove moderate. Okay. Can you do a video on low manipulation hairstyles one day? I can. I have a video on it, like showing how to do low manipulation hairstyles. So if you wanted to see like tutorials, thank you, babe. Perfect. If you wanted to see tutorials, I think that might be more easier to follow. But I can definitely talk about low manipulation hairstyles. What specifically would you like to see, Devin? Just so I have an idea of what you're looking for. Devin, you can have all of mine. We need more natural hair salons that focus on the health of hair instead of ripping through the hair to hurry up and finishing it to the next customer. I 100% agree, Jacinda. And there definitely are. You have to do a deep research, like dive in your city to find those stylists. But I feel like we are really starting to see the gaps within the community and create solutions. Whenever I work with clients, I always try to help them search and find like people that they can partner with, stylists that they can partner with on their natural hair journey near them. And so I've done a lot of research on stylists just like in Ohio, New York, the DMV area, Texas, like all over the United States. And there are always a few who really do value the health of hair. And I'm really seeing like Black women fill the gaps for what we need. Like, we are some creative bomb ass people. All the solutions that we come up, I'm proud of us. So I feel like it's growing, you know, like Black women entrepreneurs are the fastest growing group of like entrepreneurs in the United States right now. So I think we're definitely going to see more. It just takes time to really, you know, create businesses around that. And so Devin, you said styles for medium length hair or short hair. Okay, I'll think about that. I'll message you. I'll see what I can do about that. But alrighty, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and go. We have to go grocery shopping. And so you're in the we need to learn how to deal with gray hair because it's disrespectful. It makes me feel like I need a learning curve. I see what you're saying. I agree. I definitely understand. Like, it can be thirstier. Gray hair can be compared to maybe non-gray hair. It can be a little bit thirstier, sometimes a little coarser. I know what you're saying. Have a good afternoon as well, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you spending your Saturday with me. Tomorrow we are going to be talking about using the full moon energy to help you really move forward in your goals. Using the energy of the universe is very effective at just kind of releasing some of the resistance that can happen when you're trying to make a change. I've seen it help me a lot in not just my hair, like goals in my life, in my business, in my relationships, in my relationship with myself. So I'm going to talk more about that tomorrow at 3 p.m. And I'll see you guys later. Bye. Bye, Reese. I can't wait either. Vernon says bye.